Hello YouTube, this is the Java Programmer. Today I'm going to go quite fast. We're going to write some code. We're going to create a strategy manager. And we're going to work with our signal manager. We're going to create signals. We're going to create strategies. We're going to try to do all this in a short period of time. So let's look at what we've got. If you look at the current state of the program, we'll look at our app class, and in there we create a Oanda API program. And so in this Oanda API program, we are going to create a new, we're going to register a new channel. And that channel is going to be a strategy manager. And it's going to take in signal events. Now, none of this exists. As you know, I like to write code and then implement it. We're going to create a signal event, which is going to be a more generic class for the different types of signals we might be sending around. And then we're going to have a strategy manager. And the strategy manager is going to manage strategies. And basically, it's going to manage the signals that are coming to it and dispatching them to the correct strategies. And the strategies are going to make buying and selling decisions. So let's go ahead and create our strategy manager. It's going to go under managers. I'm not sure what that interface is supposed to be. Let's see, extends event channel. So in our strategy manager, we are going to extends event channel. And it's going to complain because we need to add unimplemented methods. We'll come back to this in a bit. All right, so let's see. Now we need a signal event. So let's create this. This is going to be under our events package, signal event. I'm not sure exactly what we're going to do with that yet, but for now we have, let's see, what is rate event? Rate event extends event. So our signal event is going to have to extend event. Extends event. Okay, so that takes care of our Oanda program. The first thing that a strategy manager needs to do is it needs to fire up strategies. We do not have a package to handle our strategies, so we need to create a new package. We will call it, let's not do it off there. I do this every time. So new package.strategies. Get it to show in the right spot under here. New class strategy class. So this is going to be a base class, and then we're going to have so let's create a new class. We'll call it EMA crossover strategy, and it's going to extend strategy. All right. So for now, our signal manager, when it starts up, so public signal manager, we are going to have a method in here. Let's see. We need a type of signal, a register signal. And in here, we're going to say new, emap a crossover strategy. No. This is not, okay. Sorry, the strategies are going to, okay, got it. We're going to add a strategy. And I'm in the wrong class. Sorry, this needs to go in the other class. Sorry, this is not the job of the signal manager. This is the job of the strategy manager. Signal manager, strategy manager. Okay, here we go. Public strategy manager. That's better. So we have a single strategy. We're going to do this better down the road, but for right now, this is what we're going to have to do. And what we're going to do here is a strategy is going to get a link to the manager, because the manager is going to provide some classes that it needs. So private let's see, import it. This particular strategy is going to have to create, all right, so emap a, or EMA, let's see. We're going to need to create a signal also. So in our, I think we're going to have to create another package. It's going to be our signals package. So in our signals package, nope, that's not what I want to do. One new class. We're going to create an EMA crossover signal. Well, we got to be a little bit more specific. An EMA 20 crossover signal. So what this is going to do is basically when the EMA, what this signal is going to do is when the EMA crosses over the current price, like if the price dips below the EMA 20 or the price goes above the EMA 20 and it was below, we're going to have that generate a signal, and we call it the EMA 20. Probably should call it the EMA 20 price crossover signal. And if we refactor this, there we go. And we'll have to come in here and we'll have to create indicators and a whole bunch of other stuff. But for right now, we just want to get this. All right, I'm getting confused. Okay, let's try to start over here. Let's look at our strategy manager. So our strategy manager, first thing it's going to do is it's going to create it. It's going to, I need a method, private void register signal. You might say, well, that's kind of weird. This is a strategy. I am looking at my signal manager. Man, I am getting confused tonight. I should be in my strategy manager. Register signal. So what this is going to be able to do is this EMA crossover strategy is going to create an EMA crossover signal. And then it's going to call register. I need to make it protected. Protected. Register. Oh, why am I not seeing it? Extends strategy. Strategy. Okay. That's why. StrategyManager.register, which it needs to be public. There we go. So we're going to register this signal. So now in our strategy manager, we need to, let's see, we need to pass the strategy manager the event queue. And I think, let's see, that was back in our OANDA program. So what's interesting here is that this events queue needs to be passed into both of these because they're both going to need to put things into the queue. So change constructor. Private linked list events queue. This dot events queue equals events queue. And our strategy manager is going to have to do the same. So here we have the events queue. So what this is going to give us the ability to do is to put things into the event queue so that other program or other classes can pick them up and do things with them. So we've created this crossover strategy, and when we get in an event, now we have to remember, what is the strategy manager going to be getting? The strategy manager is going to be getting signal events. So we need to take this event, so signal event equals signal event, and then strat dot so a strategy is going to have a method for handling an event. So in here, this is going to be an abstract class. Probably could just make this an interface, but let's see, protected process signal, and that's going to take in a signal event. Let's see, void. What's this complaining about? Too abstract. Yes, thank you. All right. So a strategy will have to implement a process signal. So all we're going to do is when a signal comes into this class, we're just going to print the signal. So let's kind of start over here for a second. Going back to our OANDA program, we have a signal manager. A signal manager let's start with the Strategy Manager first. So, Strategy Manager takes in the events queue. The Strategy Manager will then create strategies. The Strategy Manager will then register those with the Signal Manager. And how this was going to work is that every strategy is going to have a method called get signals, and this would be the signals that that strategy wants to watch. So strat.get signals. I know that doesn't, and so we're going to create a register signals event, I think it is, regsig equals new register signals, and we're going to pass it the signals that we want to register. And so what's going to happen is when a signal event comes in, it's going to have two things about it. One, it's going to have the signal ID, which we're going to generate, and that signal ID we will be able to look up in our strategies to figure out which strategy to send it to. However, since we only have one strategy, we're going to make this really simple for right now. We're going to say strategy dot. I think I'm going to have to make this private. But we do this. And here, our strategy is going to have access to this process signal. And we will send it in signal event. Exactly. All right. We will come back at a later time and build this class out much more in depth, but for now, this is we're going to have to create this, and strategy.get signals, we're going to have to create that. So that needs to be, let's see, create method, but we're not going to have it here. We're going to put it in the upper class. Public list of signal. And that's going to be abstract. So this is going to return a list of signals. But I don't know that we have a signal class. Create class. Let's see. I thought we had a signal. Maybe not. We'll come back to that. All right. So here's our signal that we are going to so Strategy Manager, register the signal, and one of the things that this is going to have I guess maybe we don't need to do this here. Yeah, maybe we don't need a Strategy Manager after all. all we need to do is maintain a list of these signals. So let's see, what is, extends signal, which we don't have. So create class signal. This is going to go in our signals class, or sorry, signals package. So extends signal. All right. Something's not right about my signal. Oh, it's my list. That's what's going on. Do my list first, and then I can import the signal. There we go. And this is type incompatible strategy.get signals. Let's see what it doesn't like about it here. Thank you. Okay, still trying to make headway with this code. All right. Array list of signal. Signals equals new. Array list of signal. Signals dot add our signal and return signals. Okay, so this particular strategy has one signal that it is going to watch, and we're going to do stuff when that signal, in this case we're just going to print the signal. So over here in the strategy manager, we don't need to send the strategy manager. What we need is this. Let's see. We are going to basically get the signals from the strategy and then create this event and put it into the queue. So this event does not exist. Create class register, and that's going to go in our events. Create constructor, private list of signals. I'm sorry if this code, if I'm just writing code like lightning, but I will try to explain this once we get a little further along here. All right, so events queue dot add our reg sig. So signal event does not, and this needs to extend signal event, which extends event, which means we can put it in the queue. Okay, we might be close. Again, we'll have to come back to this, and we're going to get rid of this because we don't need it. Let's talk this over. I think we might be done. This video's gone way too long, but please bear with me for another 5 minutes. So we have a strategy manager. In our strategy manager, we're going to create strategies. We happen to have this EMAP-A crossover strategy. So we have one strategy now. In the future, it'll be a list, and we'll deal with it separately. So every strategy has a list of signals that that strategy wants to listen to. So we create a register signal event, passing in a list of signals, stick that in the queue. Well, our signal manager will have to process, what we will need to do is our signal manager, here's what's missing. Our signal manager is going to process signal, let's see, no, register, it should be processing these guys. Okay, that's better. So our signal manager is going to process register signal events. So in here, we'll have to check, we no longer are going to have a rate event coming in. We're going to have to finish this out in the next program, but essentially we're going to have prices coming in, and those get sent off to the signals, and then we're going to have register signal events coming in. Those we'll have to put into a list or something, and then those signals will potentially produce their own events, which will go back to the strategy manager. So for instance, in here we might have a let's do this, a signal change event, and that's going to go back to the strategy manager. So when signals change, well, actually, no, I take that back. We already have it right here, signal event. The strategy manager is going to get all signal events, which that poses a problem because we have a register signal event, which I think we need to just do this, extends event. So this is an event as well as this being an event. Yes, I believe that's what we want. Register is going to hold a okay. So these two classes are going to go back and forth by sending events back and forth to each other. And in the next video, we will finish out our signal manager and actually create a list and send price rates to that signal and so forth. So anyway, thanks for watching. Stay tuned. If you liked this video, please choose like down the bottom. And till next time, this is a Java Programmer.